Detective Alvarez, badge number 7563, conducting investigation under case PD 130215060338. This interview is being conducted in my unmarked police car in the parking lot of the Walgreens located at US 1 and West Palm Drive? 344? 344th Street. Also present in the car is Detective Webster, badge number
5567.
And I'm speaking today with Officer Gomez from the Monroe County Sheriff Department. Sir, what's your badge number?
6119.
Sir, can you raise your right hand for me? Everything you tell me is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to recall you to an incident that took place on October 29th, 2012. Drop that. In which you were, we talked on the phone about this, so I was just going to recap basically what you told me on the phone. As I recall, per our conversation on the phone, you were outside of your house in your police car when you observed the incident with involving Officer Maguido and Mr. McDowell. Can you tell me a little bit in your words what happened that day?
I was sitting in my police car, in my marked patrol car, which is parked in front of my residence, in the parking lot, which faces 324th Street, right in the middle of Southwest 202 Avenue and Southwest 203 Court. Maguido's house is across the street, just a little off of my house, so visible from my parking lot. I see a white male walking on 324th Street, and I see him stop in front of Maguido's residence. Maguido was already outside working on his vehicles, working in the garage area, which was open, and the white male stopped in front of his house and started screaming at Maguido. Male took a step into his property and Maguido, I can hear him yelling at him to get off the property. There was a verbal altercation between both of them. The male refused to leave. Maguido went inside his garage at one point. That's when the male started walking away.
Could you make out anything that was being said back and forth?
No, just the part where you can see the hand gestures, and there was the screaming, and Maguido screaming at the top of his lungs, to get off my property, and the guy just wouldn't leave.
He wouldn't leave. Let me ask you, in your opinion, did you feel like the subject, Mr. McDowell, was he being aggressive towards Officer Maguido?
Aggressive. It was aggressive in the tone, the screaming, the hand gestures. He was upset. He was angry, and he was directing all of it at Maguido.
Okay. And let me ask you, how long do you think the incident lasted altogether?
A couple minutes.
Were you in your uniform?
No.
You were just in your plain clothes?
Plain clothes, sitting in the patrol car.
In the patrol car, okay. Okay, so then what happens next? So you see Officer Maguido walk into his garage, and the man finally leaves?
The man finally starts walking away.
Okay. He starts walking away. Officer Maguido said that at one point, when he's back in his garage, he realizes that this is the same individual that had been into his house previously, and he leaves to go try to find the gentleman. At what point do you get involved?
I see the man start walking away. Maguido comes outside and watches the man as he's walking towards 202 Avenue, and then proceeds to jump in his vehicle and follow the male to see where he was going. I assume it was to call. He was on the phone with 911 or on his radio, and he wanted to tell him where this man was going. I felt that Maguido was by himself and being an officer, helping him out. I went in my marked patrol vehicle, and I went down to see what was happening, making sure that Officer Maguido was safe.
Okay.
I didn't get involved. I just watched from a distance, making sure that he was okay.
And let me ask you, and what made you do this? Because out of concern for Officer Maguido, or what made you were you in fear for his safety?
Prior to this incident, even though we are neighbors and he lives basically in front of me, I had not spoken to Maguido.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps to himself. I keep to myself. We never exchange words. But because, again, I saw how aggressive this man was towards Maguido and how he was screaming at him and yelling at him, and the hand gestures again. And then Maguido I can tell how upset he became with this whole situation. I felt that I needed to go and make sure that Officer Maguito was okay.
Did you see anything did Officer Maguito take him into custody, or did it just stay there with him?
Officer Maguito told him to stop. Had him, basically stopped in front of his car. Maguito was standing between his driver's door, the door jamb, standing there on the radio, getting back up or calling for assistance.
Okay.
Miami-Dade and other unmarked vehicles arrived shortly after, and as soon as I saw he was safe, I left the area.
Okay. And let me ask you, is there anything else you want to add, like any details that you recall that stand out in your brain about the incident?
I remember the guy, the white male, trying to start some kind of conversation with me, like trying to get me on his side. Mm-hmm. And he started saying something about how he was upset with Maguito for some situation, for something that had happened in the past. Mm-hmm. And I told him, you need to stop. Mm-hmm. You need to stop and wait for the police when they get here.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me? Everything you told me was the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
That concludes this interrogation. This interview at 8:00 p.m. That's it.